Welcome all to my channel again. My name is Grace. I am a life coach, minister, and mentor. I welcome you to my channel. To my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. And to my new followers and watchers and passersby, I welcome you. And I hope that you find something of value today. Listen, today we're going to be talking about those people who seems like they went off into the sunset with their new boo and they left you in a pile of dust and fragments, baby, and you're trying to pick yourselves up. Listen, there are a lot of you who are still harboring a lot of negativity in your hearts because of these people, and it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Listen, it wasn't worth it throwing your pearls and throwing your time and your money and your efforts and your love and your mercies and your grace and your kindness to these people that did not even deserve to have a hair on your head. That is how blessed you are. That is how divine you are. That is how important you are. And that is how much you matter. But do you believe this? Because let me tell you, these people are not having a good time. Even if it seems that way on social media, if you're going on, listen, stop doing that. Don't go on their Facebooks. Don't go on their Instagrams. Don't go on their Twitters. Don't go on nothing. You need to move forward. You need to move forward. And while you're moving forward, I want you to take full accountability for your actions. Stop victimizing yourselves. Don't you see that there's no power in self-victimization? There simply is no power there. You are divine. You are royalty. You are kings and queens. And listen, in order to take back your power, you have to take back your scepter and you have to put your crown back on. You have to pick up your crown, ladies. If you have not picked up your crowns, pick up your crowns, ladies. Adjust those crowns, my men, adjust your crowns, because no one is coming to get you. No, listen, that is just the harshest thing that I could say right now. No one's coming to get you. No one's coming to get me. No one is coming to get us. We have to pick ourselves up. And we have to move forward, and we have to go on our merry way as these people parted ways with us. Whether you discarded them, if you were in a narcissistic, toxic, abusive relationship or situationship, if you cut it off, if you discarded them, if they discarded you, however it worked out, listen, you're in a better place right now. The fact that you don't have these people around you anymore, it doesn't matter if it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, family member, coworker, whoever was toxic, heaping toxicity into your life. You don't need them in your life, beloved. You only need God. In this moment, in this season of your life, you need to be by yourself. You need to heal. A lot of you have jumped from situationship to situationship to situationship, and it simply didn't work out for you, and it is because you were never meant to be there. It was never meant to be, beloved. But you thought it was going to be different with the second one and the third one and the fourth one, and as many as you had to go through to get burnt and get burnt badly. Go on your merry way. Those people did not gallop happily into the sunset. Believe it. They did not gallop happily into the sunset, because in this world, beloved, in this world, you don't leave without paying the price. And life and God himself will pass you the bill. And it'll be with interest. Because by that point, if you haven't repented, you would have accumulated so much debt that you have to turn to God. Because if you do not turn to God, there is a price to pay, and it is a heavy price to pay. We talked about sowing and reaping, the law of sowing and reaping in one of the past prophetic words. There is sowing and reaping. Much sowing and reaping. Yes, now it's time to sow into good ground. Now it's time to sow into yourself. Now it's time to sow that all the time, effort, love, kindness, grace, mercy that you gave them, it's time to sow it back into you, and time to sow it back into the people who God is going to bring your way. As for those people who went on their so-called merry way, they ain't merry and they're not happy. They couldn't possibly be happy. And it's not because of the fact that they miss you. A lot of these people are so cynical that they're happy you're out of their lives. But when they need, those are people who come back and try to use you again for your resources because you're fattened up like you've got enough juices to go around again. Those are the people who come and hoover you like narcissistic people. But beloved, say no to this. Block them out of your life, not just off your phone, not just off social media, but completely out of your life, beloved. And you have to do this through renewing your mind. This is how you do it. You have to renew your mind every single day. You have to be walking and talking with God every single day. He is the one who is going to heal you from the inside out. But are you ready to get healed? Are you ready to start healing from the inside out? Because if you're not, then you're going to be stagnant. It had happened to me. And that's why I'm telling you, the time that I was stagnant, where I saw myself as like a stick in the mud, is really what I would call myself many, many, many years ago. That I didn't even realize what low level of thinking I had, that I had been raised with this kind of mentality, this mindset that you got to break free from that. You got to break free from that, but it is a process. And if you're focusing on the people that you have lost that weren't even worth your spit, they weren't even worth your divine spit, beloved, then you're never going to come out of it. You're never going to come out of it. And you know, the thing that you need to do is take full accountability for the things that you allowed others to do to you, but without judging yourself, beloved. I want to give you 3 steps so you can start healing from the inside out, beloved, because you ladies, my queens, you can throw on all this makeup, you can throw on all this jewelry, you can throw it all on, beloved, but if you are walking around with a heavy heart and a heavy spirit, it's gonna show. My kings, you can do the same thing. You could be, applying the cologne and really make yourselves look good, but if you feel, I know what it's like to have an extremely heavy spirit. It is the worst thing. The sun could be hitting you. The summertime could be just all around you, right? But you still feel like you are in the bowels of where. No, beloved. No, it is time to get out of there. It is time. The things that I had to go through, the things that I had to live with, that I couldn't possibly talk to anyone about because they were so embarrassing, so humiliating, and I was so ashamed that I couldn't even tell my closest friends, beloved. I don't want you to be in that situation. And that's why I'm telling you, as your mentor, as your life coach, I am asking you, please, you have got to heal from the inside out. I have been given and I have discovered 3 ways that you can start doing this. The first one is by taking accountability. You have to acknowledge what you did, what you allowed in this situation, what red flags you overlooked, beloved. Go into your journals, take out your blue pen, take out your blue ink, start writing all of those things down. Once you do that, it may take you some time. You may not want to visit these dark places, and I don't blame you, but you've got to face the facts. Now, once you do that, you go in front of a mirror and you acknowledge it in front of that mirror. Don't look at a picture, acknowledge it to the person that's staring back at you into that mirror. As I'm looking you in the eyes right now, I want you to stare into that mirror. Take some private time for yourself and look into that mirror and say, I acknowledge that I allowed this to happen to you. I allowed them to speak to you this way. I allowed them to beat you verbally, physically, abuse you. You sexted, you passed around nude photos, whatever you did, beloved, God has forgiven you already. Don't you see that Jesus Christ died on the cross for you, even before you were born, knowing eons before you existed, knowing that you were a sinner. So when the enemy comes to you and he says, you're not worthy, you're not, how he uses the he really likes to emphasize the S, you're not worthy of him. Of course you are. He died for you 2,000 years ago. This is way before your great grandparents were born, beloved. No, take back your scepter from the enemy first, beloved. Take back your crown, my kings and queens. The second step is you have to acknowledge it, but you also have to apologize to yourself. I don't want you to say that you are sorry. I don't want you to use that word, all right? I want you to say, I apologize. I apologize to you. Do this as many times as you need to. And speak it as an affirmation. I am apologizing for everything that I allowed so-and-so. Don't even name the names. Just what I allowed for what I allowed to happen in this situation. What I allowed for you to go through. And then you're going to create, step number 3, you're going to create a contract with yourself. I created my own contract. You have to create a contract with yourself because when you were in the situationships, you formed soul ties. Once you've broken those soul ties, beloved, get away from all that. Throw away everything they gave you. I don't care what it is. If it's jewelry, throw it away. If it's cards, teddy bears, whatever they gave you, I want you to throw it all away. Don't you see that this brings in very, very degrading negative energy into your life, into your home? I want you to get rid of that. Finito, it's done. Chapter, next chapter, come on. This is your season, beloved. So in step 3, you're going to create that contract with the you right now in the present and the you in the future, because the you in the future is you're already successful. You just don't see it yet. I want you to start believing it today. So the you in the future and the you from now, you're going to create that contract, and that contract, that covenant is going to be between you and God. This is how you're going to establish it and make it as official as you want. Write down all the things you will not stand for anymore, because you're going to draw from the list that you created in step 1, where you wrote down all the things that you allowed others to do to you, or that you did unto others. It could have been that way as well, and you're just feeling terrible about it. I understand. Write it all down, but you will write down and set down the terms. You will no longer stand for certain things, certain nonsense anymore, because this is how you are going to be empowered. And now this contract isn't something that you're just going to write or type down, print it out, laminate it, get it really nicely, glamorize it. You're going to look at this contract every single day. And don't tell me you don't have time, because if you look at your phone and your black mirror every day, you can look at your contract every day. The more you look at your contract, the more it's going to register in your subconscious. See, you need to ensure that this is etched into your subconscious. The things you will not stand for anymore. So much, my ladies, that when you go out with a guy, when you're sitting at that date table with him, he starts talking about his girlfriend, he starts talking about his exes, he starts talking about whoever it is he's trying to triangulate with. You have your set terms up here, not on that piece of paper. You put it on the piece of paper, you put it in the blueprint, but now the blueprint is up here. So you're going to say, bye-bye. Bye-bye. I ain't standing for this anymore. My kings, my men, same thing. When a woman starts triangulating you, when a woman starts talking about her ex, whatever she starts doing, she wants to use you for your money, you know it's etched up here. You don't have to look at the contract anymore. But in order to get to that point, you need to look at that contract every single day, beloved. This is all about you, and I am asking you to be selfish about this. Be as egotistical as you need to. If you need to block off time, like if this is your job, a lot of you have your day jobs, your 9-to-5 jobs. Block off some time for yourself. You may have to say bye-bye to some friends during the weekend. You may have to go solo for a bit, but you need to take that time, because this is about your healing. This is about your elevation. This is about you in this season, beloved. A lot of you are still hurting, and because you haven't forgiven yourselves, I'm giving you 3 ways that you can start on your self-healing journey, beloved. I hope this message reaches you. Those of you who need to hear it, I hope it reaches open ears, open hearts. I pray that it falls on good ground. Listen, beloved. Stop worrying about the people who have ridden up into the sunset. They're not happy. But that is not up to you to even speculate whether they're happy or not. I don't want you hurting yourselves anymore, beloved, because it's not doing anyone any favors, especially you, and especially the people that, listen, all of this pain that you went through, all of this hurt that you went through, it's for a reason, beloved. Believe that. Believe that. If somebody had told me that 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, I wouldn't have believed it. I would have just said I'm cursed and that's just the way it is, because for a long time that is what I was told, that I was cursed and that was just the way it was. No, because we're the ones. See, it ran in our families and it ran in our bloodlines until it ran into us, into moi. So I want you to say that in your affirmations. When you speak your affirmations, I highly recommend you create some affirmations for yourself. I just want you to speak life into yourself every single day. Take 5 minutes of your day. You scroll through your phones more than 5 minutes every day. Do this for yourselves. You owe it to yourself, king. You owe it to yourself, queen. Beloved, I love you all so very much. My name is Grace. I am your life coach. I am your mentor. I am offering free 45-minute consultation calls if anything that I've spoken about today has resonated with you. Remember that I am a spiritual life coach. That is my specialty. I am a spiritual mentor. We have to work it from the inside out, beloved. So if you're interested, I want you to book that free 45-minute consultation call with me. Do not forget that I offer Facebook Lives every Friday at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And I also offer those free conference calls once a week in English and the following week in Spanish for my Spanish speaking community. I love you all so very much. If you like this video, please share it with somebody who needs to hear this word. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. I love you all, and until I see you again, forgive yourselves. It is time to forgive yourselves, beloved. I love you all. Take care. Bye-bye.